How's everybody doing today? This is noahmbelli. I'm selling my PlayStation 3 40 gigabyte console. It comes with everything that you see here in this video. It obviously has wireless internet, so if you want to use wireless you can, but I'm also throwing in a brand new Ethernet cable, so you could use wired internet if you'd like. I'm also throwing in this Madden 2007 um, PlayStation 3 game. The inside clips here, two of them are broken, but the game still holds in place, so it's not that bad. As you can see, it's not scratched at all, so it's in mint condition pretty much. So that's that. It obviously comes with the pamphlet too that comes with it. Alright, so you get the game, and then also it comes with the AV cables. I don't have an HDMI to throw in, so if you want, you can obviously find one for pretty cheap. If you have an HD TV, I recommend that you get an HDMI cable. Also, including the, hold on, it comes with the USB charger wire for the controller, and then you also get the DualShock 3 6-axis Sony wireless wired controller. Whatever you decide, you can use. Anyways, let me just get started. That way you can see the console in action. Now, before I get started, I also would like to let everybody know that it also will have a PlayStation 3 fan module installed, which I already installed myself. It's my own invention, and it will increase the life of the PlayStation by, I mean, by a lot. I mean, there's not really any kind of like set time that it'll last, but it'll avoid the yellow light of death for a long time if you're a heavy gamer. I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but a lot of PlayStation 3s, not that this one's ever had any problems in the past, because it hasn't, but just as a safety measure, I put the PlayStation 3 fan module in, and I set it to a reasonable speed, so that way you don't have any kind of problems in the future. So there's that. I mean, if you don't want it, you can take it out and then just plug the fan directly in, but I wouldn't recommend doing that. Because PlayStation 3s are notorious, just like Xbox 360s are, for red ring of death. It's just the nature of the beast. Anyways, as you can see here on the console, it also comes with a vinyl New York Yankees covering. So if you're a Yankees fan, then this is for you. But if not, then guess what? You can take pride in ripping it off. It's completely up to you. I'm not a Yankees fan, but my girlfriend is, so I kind of threw that on there for her. But anyways, long story short, I'll show you the console's serial number. That way you guys know exactly what you're getting. Alright, the serial number on this unit is CE733964600-CECHH01. Alright, and that's a 40 gigabyte console, by the way. So here we go. I'm just gonna get this thing plugged in and start it up for you. That way you guys can see the fan module in action, and that everything works as described. Alright, so here we are off the bat. And again, when I ship this to you, it's going to come factory settings. Everything's going to be back to factory default, so you'll be able to personalize it to your liking, and you'll be gaming in no time, or watching movies, or whatever you do with your PlayStation. Anyways, I'm just going to start it up, and you'll hear the fan module kick right on. Alright, I just gotta plug in my controller here. It's not easy to do with one hand, if you know what I mean. Hold on for 1 second. Alright, so as you can see on the TV screen, it's asking for a controller to be plugged in, and press the PS button. Alright, all set. HDMI, yes. Again, I'm not supplying that, but if you have one, then awesome. I'm just going through the default settings, that way you can see everything is exactly as described here on the auction. Blu-ray functionality works great, PlayStation 3 game works great, everything works great. I also took it a point to completely eradicate all the dust that's inside the console, so that way it's back to like pretty much factory setting as far as like the inside goes. So there's no dust on the fan, like any part of the fan. I basically took a Q-tip and I swabbed everything down. The inside is totally clean, so if you ever get around to taking it apart to check it out, you'll see that there's absolutely no dust at all. So that's another good thing about it, and also because dust it's a heat motivator. It helps to build up heat. So basically, with no dust, there's going to be less heat buildup, thus not as much of a chance to ever develop the yellow light of death, or any kind of overheating or glitching or freezing problem of any kind. So just as a safety precaution, I made sure I put that fan module in. I cleaned out all the dust. I mean, I'm an electronics engineer, so the console itself is in pretty much mint condition, and it comes with obviously a 40 gigabyte hard drive, which is obviously inside the console. But let me just show you here what it has for everything. System settings. So that's what you got as far as that goes. So it is a 40 gigabyte console, as stated. Now let me just pop in a Blu-ray movie so you guys can see it working in action. Live Free or Die Hard, good movie. We'll just toss that bad boy in there so you guys can see it in action. Wired and wireless internet does work. So I also do have a couple of PlayStations that have 3.55 or lower firmware on them. The lowest one I have, I think, is 2.2 firmware, but I'm thinking about putting Rogero on it and, you know, putting all that stuff. If you guys are interested, please feel free to send me a message if, you know, you're interested in having a custom firmware console. I'm not going to list them on eBay because of obvious reasons, but if you're interested, just shoot me a PM and we'll talk. We can deal directly through PayPal or however you wish to deal. I'm located in Massachusetts, so if you're in Massachusetts, we could do pickup or whatever. That way you can check everything out. But you can go online with it. It has the spoof, so it's spoofed to 4.41 firmware. Not this console. This is a complete separate console that I'm talking about. But anyways, back to this one. As you can see, the Blu-ray functionality is working. And I'm not sure if you guys could hear on the back of the console, but the fan module is set to around 40% higher than the default fan speed, so it's good for gamers to keep them from developing any kind of overheating problems, you know. So there's that. And feel free, if you have any questions at all, to send me a private message. I mean, I'm usually up all day, so I respond as quickly as I get the message. Anyways, there you can see obviously that everything works. Sorry that it's like out of focus, but it's my camera. But anyways, that's pretty much it. It's an awesome console. It's treated me good. I've again cleaned it out and put the fan module in. I mean, if you want to turn that up, you feel free, but it's set at a reasonable speed right now. Here's a little action scene for you. Anyways, obviously you can see that the Blu-ray drive works exactly as it should. No problems. Everything is all original inside and out. It does have 2 USB ports, so you have, and obviously the wireless controller option. So you could probably connect up to as many controls as you'd like to the system. And as a safety precaution to stop any kind of overheating problems that might occur ever down the line, always want to keep your console laying flat like this. That way the heat dissipates evenly instead of like vertically. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's the main problem that consoles have, is they're not laying the right way, so they tend to overheat more that way. And also the warranty seal is going to be put back exactly as it was taken off, so it won't look as though it's been taken off at all. You know, showing that the console has basically been untampered with. But I did go inside there and I did put my fan module in, and you know, so just to, you know, add the authenticity back to it, I'm pretty much putting the warranty seal back on as it was taken off, without it saying void all over it. It's going to look original, like as if you first bought it. If that makes any sense. Anyways, long story short, that's pretty much the long and the short of the console. I've had it for a couple of years, played it, a couple of games on it, Netflix mostly. The Blu-ray drive wasn't used that much, so you can expect to get at least a couple of years of good use out of it if you use it, you know, reasonably. I've also cleaned the lens on it so that it, you know, lasts longer. There's no dust on it, so it doesn't like wear down. And again, it does come with everything that I showed you here. The game, the AV cables, the you know, the Ethernet wire. It's never been used. Obviously, it's going to come with a power cord. I don't know how long it'll be, but it'll be reasonably long. The AV cables actually are about like 7 or 8 feet, so if you're far away, you'll have plenty of room to you know, wiggle these wires around. And then obviously you got the charger wire that for the controller, and then the DualShock 3 6-axis controller. It rumbles, you know, obviously. And then the skin that comes on the PlayStation itself. Again, if you don't like it, feel free to rip it off. It's just vinyl. It won't damage the console at all. It's like a decal, pretty much. I mean, it makes it look nice, but if you're not a Yankees fan, I don't know what to tell you. You can just take it off. But if you like the Yankees, again, just leave it on there. It is peeling here just a little bit so that I could open it up, because it was like overlapping. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to message me at all. I mean, at any time, and I'll try to get back to you as quickly as I can. Again, this is noahmbelli, and if you have any questions, feel free to message me. All right, thanks a lot. Happy bidding.